Tonight, a new passenger railway from Pueblo to Wyoming with a stop in Colorado Springs could soon become a reality. The president's proposed $2 trillion infrastructure plan would provide an $80 million share for Amtrak expansion and upgrades. KRDO News Channel 13's Jen Moynihan is live in Colorado Springs with details. Jen.
Bart, plans for a Front Range passenger rail system serving Colorado Springs have been in the works for the past several years now. A possible boost in federal funding now shows promise for passenger trains along Colorado's Front Range, including a route from Pueblo to Cheyenne, Wyoming, with stops in Colorado Springs and Denver.
We want to be a part of solving some of these problems and better connect these communities to the rest of the network and the rest of the country.
It's a plan the state's Passenger Rail Commission has been working on since its inception in 2017.
We've been working closely with Amtrak and with the governor's office. But this is confirmation of Amtrak's commitment to the Front Range passenger rail corridor.
If passed, federal legislation could give Amtrak and the commission much needed resources. But that's not the only source they'll have to look to for funding.
Ultimately, we will need to create some sort of rail district, and the legislature is looking at that right now.
With 85% of the state's population growth happening along the Front Range, the proposed rail system has long been viewed as an alternative to alleviate congestion, especially along the I-25 corridor.
And we don't have more space to add more lanes along I-25, so it's not a sustainable transportation route for the state of Colorado.
Proponents also anticipate the rail could generate an economic boost for cities along its route.
Front Range passenger rail would allow the economic growth in Colorado, and especially in communities like Colorado Springs and Pueblo.
Now, legislation at the state level to create passenger rail districts, which could also help with that funding for the project, are currently in the works after being put on hold throughout much of the pandemic. Reporting in Colorado Springs, Jen Moynihan, KRDO News Channel 13.